Welcome to a Tuesday, March 12th of 2024 with the icon, Mike Smith, and the young one, Aaron Glandon. I'm Dan Ramey. Thank you for watching today. And Aaron is off camera. Make your presence known, Aaron. There he is. Mr. Hand 2 has made an appearance today. Coming up shortly, we'll take a look at topics that are making news across the Scioto Valley today, and also a look at sports. We'll touch on our revolutionary moment for today, which takes us back to what year?
1776.
Full of the spirit. That's up ahead. But first, let's take a look at what the weather's doing for us today, and our friend the sun has returned.
Here comes the sun. Oh, I shouldn't do that. Mostly sunny skies today and tomorrow with a high of 63 today, 67 tomorrow, and it just keeps, and the hits keep coming. Warmer later in the week, Thursday and Friday, we could see low 70s, and I think I saw that there's a chance of rain on Friday, maybe Saturday.
And spring will be here before you know it, this time next week.
Checking on that yesterday, and the 19th, that's earlier than I can remember it being. It seems like it's always like the 20th, 21st, 22nd, but this year it's on the 19th.
Mm-hmm. So spring will almost have sprung, but we got a prelude of that last week with the fantastic weather we had. Was it last Monday? Mm-hmm. It was like 75, 80 degrees, something like that. So maybe we've got more of that in the future. Yeah, that's the hopes anyway. Standing by, a look at news. But first, Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor. If you have an issue with one of those items that helps you be comfortable in your home, they can help. Click on this ad anywhere you see it on our website, littermedia.com, or if you're listening on Litter Media Radio, it takes you right to their website, AccurateHVAC.com. Your trusted comfort advisor is Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. News is next.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our Kingston National Bank mobility app today.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652.
Find a career you love with Pickaway-Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway-Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
And you can visit our website, littermedia.com, for some of the news stories we're going to be sharing with you, along with following us here on Facebook, as well as Litter Media X and YouTube. It's a free subscription, and feel free to share the stuff that you see as well. If we share it on Facebook, I tell you that we get a lot of likes on things, but feel free to share that information. I had a lot of share of the photos that Carla DePue took for us up at the state wrestling competition over the weekend. So thank you for that. And if you want to share the information that you're seeing here, please do. Get that information out there. All right, where are we starting with news? Special edition we had yesterday. And we visited yesterday with the Salvation Army as well as Melody Knowles. And there you see Lieutenant Travis Payne in the middle there, Ricky Cook, the youth minister on the other side. And there's Melody, of course, she's with Calvary Lutheran Church, to talk about All Because of the Sun being performed at Chillicothe's Calvary Lutheran Church on Saturday, April 6th.
It is the week after Easter, so it's kind of a fun thing, let's get Easter over with, and then let's just have this great big praise service, and we do have 30 churches represented.
And that concert again is April 6th, 7 to 8 p.m., features more than 80 singers, and it's free, but they will be accepting a love offering, which will go directly to the Salvation Army, and that's why they were here yesterday as well. Plus, they were also singing in this event.
I knew Melody when she was a teenager a few years ago.
I was going to say, be careful how you handle that.
And I was the same age at the same time. Washington High School invites the community to the performance of Hello, Dolly. That's at the historic Washington Auditorium throughout St. Patrick's Day weekend. It's located at 390 East Temple Street in Washington Courthouse. Performance dates and times are Friday, March 15th and Saturday the 16th at 7. And then Sunday they have a matinee. That's, of course, the 17th at 2 p.m.
The spring equinox celebration at Buzzard's Roost will be held this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Yoga with Cody will be at 10 to start things off, and then there will be a guided walk with Ranger Boss and a kid-friendly hike on the K&Z Trail, which I don't think I've ever been on. Miss Miranda's going to be running that at 11 a.m. The kids' spring scavenger hunt with Ash the Fox at noon, followed by the family-friendly workshops at 1 p.m., all at the Buzzard's Roost.
I thought I didn't get that. It was correct. I thought it could have been Ms. Miranda the Fox also, with that red hair that
she is foxy.
The American Red Cross will host a volunteer open house. This is on March 21st between 4:30 and 7:30 p.m. at 181 North Bridge Street in Chillicothe. Now, they're looking for volunteers in every aspect of what the Red Cross does. Now, registration is appreciated, but it's not required. You might want to call the Red Cross office there in Chillicothe to get more information about what all will be discussed and what all you might be seeing at that volunteer open house event.
We are closing in on the seasonal openings for many of our area attractions, and that includes Adena Mansion and Gardens historic site. That'll be open Wednesday, April 3rd for the 2024 season. We invite you to visit the estate Thomas Worthington and his family once called home, Wednesdays through Saturdays, 9 to 5, and Sundays from noon to 5. There are admission charges and more you can find out on our web story as well as Facebook page, and you can call them at 740-772-1500. I know this looks like an artist's rendering. That's an actual photo.
Yep.
The way the sun was hitting it at that time when I took that picture, I thought, wait a second, I thought I took a picture of this. It looks like somebody painted it.
Yeah. Pretty. When the sun comes out up at Adena Mansion, a lot of neat things to see up there.
Need to get up there because I'm sure some of the trees are starting to blossom now too. So,
and in the garden, maybe some of the flowers are starting to
a good possibility
peek their heads out. Ross County Christian Academy Performing Arts class, they will be having their Finding Nemo Junior coming up on April the 2nd. That'll be 4 to 7 p.m. Tickets are on sale and are also available at the middle school campus. There's just 160 tickets available for each performance, so don't delay. They also have an event on, I think it's April the 4th. It's kind of, usually you'll have like straight days, but they have April 2nd and 4th. Okay, so not to get confused with that. You can also eat dinner and then catch the performance or come and eat your dinner to go. I think they call that takeout orders.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Micropolitan. That's yesterday we referred to Chillicothe being a big little city or a little big city. Micropolitan fits in that as far as a term is concerned. And you'll see here that Chillicothe makes Site Selection Magazine's top 100 micropolitans, again for 2023, coming in at number 13 and finishing 5 points higher than in 2022. Now, you'll see there also that Findlay, Ohio, is number 1, and Jackson is on the list at number 44. The national ranking is determined by the number of economic development projects completed. So Findlay, I mean, with 25, that's a lot of development there.
So, again, all of those are Ohio communities. The public can visit a state fish hatchery coming up here soon. Actually, it starts in late March, but the one that's in our neck of the woods is at Kincaid Hatchery in Latham, Ohio, down in Pike County on April the 13th. You can see the fish before they're sent out to be stocked in our public lakes and streams.
Need to make a visit out there. It's in my backyard. May as well go see it. And
have you ever been there before?
I have been by it several times, but I can't say that I've actually been to the hatchery for a visit. I participated in a career day at Western High School one day for media, and there was one of the rangers from the fish hatchery. We talked originally about doing something like this and just never have gotten around to it. So this may be the year.
I think that was a destination in biology class for a field trip.
Is that right?
Way back.
Way back.
When I was in school, yeah.
In the horse-drawn buses back then.
It took forever to get down there.
Yes. Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost has released the 2024 edition of the Sunshine Laws Manual, which has been made more user-friendly and expanded to include a new chapter on law enforcement records. The manual, affectionately known as the Yellow Book, is a guide to Ohio's public records and open meetings laws, a resource designed to help Ohioans know their rights and public servants understand their obligations under the law.
You know, there's been a number of stories here, even in Ohio, over the years where village councils, city councils have been sued because they broke the sunshine laws. They're supposed to know what they are before they close a meeting to executive session, and that's just one of the many things that you'll find in the Yellow Book that'll help you as a citizen to know what you have a right to and not to as far as public meetings are concerned.
I was once a Cubby reporter covering a school board meeting. Had never heard of the Sunshine Law, and the school board went into executive session, and there was all kinds of craziness going on at that moment, and we were hunkered in for a long night. It lasted probably 3-4 hours.
Right.
And I was just told to go cover this event and see what happens. And I did, and I didn't know how to report on it because of all the stuff that happened. And there's plenty of public opinion that was going on.
Right.
There was more of that than there was actual work being done. All right, sports is just ahead here on Litter Media Live. But first, we want to tell you about Scioto Valley Dumpsters. You can give them a call at 740-253-8389. I was out and about after a meeting yesterday, and there came one of the orange dumpsters right down Eastern Avenue. If you need a dumpster for a project you're working on, whether it be residential or your business, call Scioto Valley Dumpsters at 740-253-8389. Or if you visit littermedia.com, click on the Scioto Valley Dumpsters ad, and it'll take you right to their Facebook page. Sports is next. Each week, Litter Media presents the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Player of the Week. If you have an athlete to nominate, any amateur athlete is eligible. Simply visit littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. At the end of the year, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Make your nominations now at littermedia.com. Click on Player of the Week.
Dixie Chopper. Speed when you need it.
Visit your local Dixie Chopper dealer today or visit dixiechopper.com.
Music provided by VisitChillicotheOhio.com, courtesy of the Ross-Chillicothe Convention and Visitors Bureau. Time for sports.
Boys High School Regional Tournament basketball gets underway tonight. It'll be Division IV down at the Convocation Center in Athens. Berlin Highland takes on Westerville Northside Christian at Ohio University's Convocation Center at 6. And then the nightcap involves the Southeast District's South Webster. Again, congratulations to Norm Person. He picked up career win number 800.
Can we call him Mr. 800?
Well, you can.
Is that a name? I don't know that I've ever heard of. Yeah, I've never heard that before.
Yeah. Leesburg Fairfield will be their opponent. So we're guaranteed at least one Southeast District team in the regional championship game, but it's going to either be South Webster, and they both have identical records at 22-3, but that tips off at 8 o'clock tonight.
Seems so odd having only made one trip down to the Convo this year because we've always been there for all of our teams, and Logan Elm is the only area team that got in there that we cover.
Right.
You know, so.
Of course, I guess during COVID, Nobody went.
Well, we were there.
So we skipped a year.
Yeah, that's right.
Because the regionals were held at high schools, not at the Convo.
Well, I was at the Convo because that was the last handshake that I had was with Gary Kello.
Well, the last game that I did on the radio, all of those games were at high schools, not at the Convocation Center. Well, that was in 21.
But in 19, when everything shut down,
right,
it was at the Convo.
Right, but the COVID thing with OU not wanting them extended into 21.
Precisely.
Right.
We were talking about similar things, but just not the same thing.
Not the same year.
Yeah. All right. Also, the men's Big Ten basketball tournament gets underway today, and Ohio State
tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Wednesday.
Gotcha. Tomorrow, Ohio State is not playing on that first day.
Yay.
They have managed here to salvage somewhat of their season by winning, 5 of their last 6 games, 4 in a row, and that pits them against Iowa, who I think they had a close game with Iowa earlier in the season. I was taking a look to see where they might if this continues for them, they've got to face Illinois and then Nebraska or Indiana. And I think they played all 3 of them close in one of the matches.
Well, they beat Illinois, I think, earlier in the season, and they might have split with Nebraska. I'm not real sure about that one.
Yeah. And they were down to the wire with Indiana, but again, you can look back on their record and see how many of the games that they let get away in the last few minutes back before Mr. Diebler took over.
Our good buddy Dom Taberi up at Channel 10 said last night the people that he's talking to thinks they need to win at least 2 to get an NCAA invite. That would give them 21 wins.
Right. Yeah, and they stand at 19 right now. And NBA.
Cleveland Cavaliers, they've been struggling of late. They lost to Phoenix last night, 117-111. It wasn't that many weeks ago that they were second in the NBA. Then they've dropped to number 3. I don't have a current stat as to whether they're still in 3rd or dropped to 4th, but I think they're still in a playoff position without any problem. But you got to win. You got to win to get in. But last night it was the Suns setting on the Cavs.
I shall look that up just to make sure.
Okay.
All right, high school baseball returns to VA Memorial Stadium next weekend. March 23rd is opening day for spring sports, and so you'll see there Buckeye Valley will be facing Wheelersburg, and then that's at noon, 2:45 St. Trace plays Wauseon, and then at 5:15 Dublin Kaufman and Hilliard Darby. But then this continues throughout the week, and they'll have a doubleheader each night except for Friday. And then a full day on March 30th of 4 games on tap there. And there's some Washington against Circleville, that should be a good game. I don't know anything about Kenton Ridge, but anytime Wheelersburg's there, it's going to be good. Chillicothe takes on Heath all on that Saturday, so it should be pretty awesome. I think Chillicothe plays 3 games that week. Yes, against Adena on Wednesday, then Friday against St. Trace, and then against Heath on Saturday. So you want to check that out at VA Memorial Stadium. Also, over the weekend, World Classic Professional Big Time Wrestling drew yet another record crowd inside OU Chillicothe Shoemaker Center. There you see the photo from their Facebook page. It also generated some monies donated to local nonprofit organizations, nearly $3,500 for the First Capital Recovery and Counseling, $1,800 for the Chillicothe DARE program, and nearly $800 for Southern Ohio survivors.
Kind of looks like John Mellencamp's concert.
Almost, yeah. And congratulations to our friend Bobby Fulton. He was inducted into the Ohio Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame that day, along with several others also going in.
Good guy.
Absolutely.
Bobby and I are in the gym. Now we just got to get you in there.
I just need to find time.
He asked me one time, he said, doesn't Dan ever come in here? And I said, don't think so.
Yeah, Dan doesn't have a personal life outside of work. That's where that comes in. So
maybe Bobby was getting in shape for this event. I don't know. I haven't seen him in there for a few days. So.
I asked him one time, at your peak during your professional wrestling career, what did you weigh? Because when we first started meeting with him back in the radio days, he was he was still built. Yeah. I mean, he was something to strap into and say, yeah, okay, I give. But he said 250 pounds.
Oh, my.
And he's only, what, 5'10"?
I would never have guessed that the way, how he's kind of tiny now.
But during his wrestling days and watching old footage and things, he was a hunk coming at you, buddy. Watch out. So, and now he's lost so much weight just due to the aging process, but also going through his cancer treatments and all. But he looks fantastic.
Yes, he does.
And it's just a shame what cancer has done to his voice and his throat and everything, because, those wrestlers, he was one of the best that could talk into a camera and just let it roll. All right, this date in history for today is our revolutionary moment. We'll have that for you when we return, but first...
92 years of serving propane users in southern and central Ohio. Reliable supply, reliable service, reliable people. Litter, quality propane.
At Rathkamp Financial, we act as your advocate in all wealth matters. We believe in long-term relationships and working to earn your continued trust with our customized investment solutions. Our greatest satisfaction comes from working with clients for many years and helping them realize their dreams.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
I was looking for a first job. I had been babysitting and decided it was something for a little more permanent. It pays very well. It's convenient. You can make your own schedule with the flexibility. That's something that I like. The people that I work with are great. I wouldn't ask for a better crew or management team to work for.
Our revolutionary moment now takes us back to the year 1776.
I think that's where you were yesterday, wasn't it? It was 79.
Yeah. We were in the 70s.
Yeah.
Just no disco balls.
Exactly. Yeah. 1776 in Baltimore, Maryland. A public notice appears in local papers recognizing the sacrifice of women to the cause of the American Revolution. The notice urged others to recognize women's contributions and announced, quote, the necessity of taking all imaginable care of those who may happen to be wounded in the country's cause urges us to address our humane ladies to lend us their kind assistance in furnishing us with linen rags and old sheeting for bandages. Not maybe referred to officially as nurses, but in effect kind of doing that kind of work. Mm-hmm. Helping out the cause of the revolution on this date in 1776.
Thank you, ladies. You asked about looking this on, and also thank you to the ladies of the Daughters of the American Revolution, the Nathaniel Massey chapter. You asked about the Cleveland Cavaliers. They are 9.5 games back of the Celtics, but they're in third place. You got the Celtics, the Bucks, Cavaliers, Knicks, Magic, Sixers, Pacers, and Heat would all be in the playoffs if the season ended today.
After they beat the Celtics last week by 1, I don't think they've won since.
Is that right?
Isn't that the way it goes? You beat the number 1 team and then you trip up.
Closer race in the Western Conference. Oklahoma City's number 1. A half game back are the Nuggets. Timberwolves are a game and a half back. But then you have the Clippers, Pelicans, Suns, Kings, Mavericks. But I rarely watch the NBA.
Does it look like the Lakers may miss out on the playoffs?
Lakers are 9th, and they're right now a game and a half back of the Mavericks.
That breaks my heart. No. Of course, as an old Celtic fan, the Lakers were the team you always didn't want to win. So.
We had a comment on yesterday's show, and so I wanted to follow up on that because I was told by Mama Glandon, ask Aaron about Mom's involvement in the Salvation Army. So, producer Aaron Glandon.
My mom is from Mississippi, and she went to the Salvation Army Church in Mississippi. Her whole family's Salvation Army officers, so she was a Salvationist, which is like a denomination. And now her sister and brother-in-law are Salvation Army officers along with their kids.
Mm-hmm. Has she ever rung the bell for the kettle drives?
Oh, yeah.
You've probably rung it, have you?
I have not.
Oh, your dad has.
My dad has.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know Tom Beard has.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Amy, I want you to smack him here. I asked your son which booth started the Salvation Army. He said John Wilkes.
That's not what you see. You said just said what was Booth's first name?
In Aaron's defense,
that started the Salvation Army.
In Aaron's defense, Mike did not lead anything with Salvation Army.
I think we had been talking about the Salvation Army.
He merely said, "What is Mr. Booth's name?" And the first one that came was John Wilkes.
Yeah,
Booth, right?
now,
you know the name.
William.
Now? Thank you. And his wife.
I wasn't paying attention if you said that.
Gertrude, Beatrice, Catherine.
Yes. In London, England, in 1865, July 2nd. Mm-hmm. Right. Well, we were getting ready to celebrate our nation's birthday a couple of days later, but I don't know what year they came to the United States.
Couldn't tell you.
This is your project for tomorrow.
Okay.
Your book report for tomorrow.
I think there might even be a book over here that was given to me by a previous lieutenant that was here, and I think he was trying to recruit me into the Salvation Army.
Is that
right? Yeah. We had done a feature on the Salvation Army, which, talking with Lieutenant Payne yesterday after the show, he said, I'd like to come on and talk about the kettlebells kettlebells is something you actually use to work out with.
Exactly.
But the ringing of the bells for the kettle drive. And I said, yeah, absolutely. So I told him, get a hold of us in September and we'll get him booked beforehand. But that campaign usually starts the week of Thanksgiving and runs up to Christmas time. So if you can help out and be a volunteer, we ask that you do so.
What was his rank again?
Lieutenant.
Major Payne came to mind. Wasn't that a movie with some Major Payne or something like that?
It does sound familiar.
We're angling for a promotion for you, Lieutenant. Or is Major below Lieutenant? I can't remember. I have to go back to watching MASH to see how the order goes.
I think Lieutenant is above Major.
Is that right? Okay.
I think so.
Yeah. So he's above the Major. So. Yeah.
So exactly. He doesn't want to go back.
He got demoted, right.
I think we've confused people enough right now. There's probably people screaming at their screens right now. Yeah. Tomorrow, do we have a special edition?
Yes. That is representative of the Manchester Winery, which is up in Pickaway County. And they're due in to be with us at about 10 o'clock.
All right. And then we'll have our regular daily show on tomorrow at about 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock.
Right here. Same bat channel, same bat time. Or is it bat time?
It's bat time, then bat channel.
Time and channel. Yeah.
I knew one of you would know.
And Heckle and Jekyll said, what was Heckle and Jekyll's line at the close? We're going to have to start looking all this stuff up. It's been a long time.
I'm trying to remember. Heckle and Jekyll were part of the Woody Woodpecker series, wasn't he?
That I can't tell you. There were two crows. But, when you get old, it happens, folks.
That's why there's Google. That's it for the program today. We have assignments for both Mike and for Aaron now for tomorrow's program. Thank you for watching, and thank you for listening here on Litter Media Radio.